Hello and welcome to this week's episode of A Day in the Life of Johann Goree. In this episode, as per usual, we'll continue a series of following me behind the scenes. So it might look like I've got a bit of a change of scenery here. I've had a bit of a tidy up and rearrangement in the office over the weekend. So I've just moved my beer fridge slightly across and got the camera stood on that now, which is what I'm talking to you now with. This is primarily because this camera is now going to be a fixed position. Basically, it was in my way. It was taking up quite a lot of floor space because it's basically where I stood now. So that's all freed up, which is fantastic. This is going to be a fixed studio camera position with a Elgato mini light above it, which is fantastic. That is now sorted, and I will be using a DJI Osmo Pocket 3, which hasn't arrived yet, but as soon as it does, I'll show you it. But it's a great little vlogging camera for when you're out and about, and a lot lighter than carrying all of this gear with me as well. So what else I've been up to in the office? Well, I've got some new soundproofing going on above my desk. So it's like this white foam stuff. I'll do some B-roll so Lizzie can show you it. I ordered one pack just to see what it's like. Very good, I'm really happy with it. So I've ordered another 2 packs so I can do the surface area I want. But basically, my plan is to soundproof above my desk and along the sides where I've got bare wall, just to try and take some of the reverb out of the microphone that I'm picking up every now and then. So I might have to soundproof above here as well, because this is where I'm going to stand and do my talking to the studio camera, whereas above my desk is where I do my webinars and my podcasting. So that's all good. And then behind me over here, we've got my iPad desk. That's coming along nicely now. So there's a new bit of kit there called the Kingston Studio Dock, which is what my iPad's now sat on. It's a really smart bit of kit. Not cheap, half the price of what it was though before when it first came out. Really nice, heavy iPad dock that charges my iPad. It's got magnetic grips in there, so I know it's all staying in one place. Also runs my webcams and stuff all on that side of the office as well. So that's going to be more of a productivity kind of note-taking, brainstorming desk, basically. Whereas the desk here, that's my podcasting, video editing, tax return producing, diary filling, email responding desk, as it were. So yeah, getting more strict with myself about what goes where. Also got a new little remote control for my camera. Not wired it up yet though. Well, Bluetoothed it up. So I need to sort that out first before I can use it. But the idea is, because at the moment I have to lean over and start the camera and stuff, the idea is I'll be able to start the camera from here so it just cuts a bit of editing time out for Lizzie, really. Lizzie's the producer of this series, so anything to make her life easy we will do. So that's what I've been up to over the weekend. Busy but productive. This is the final week before Christmas, so it's very much focused on tax returns, client engager demos, new inquiries. It's now 3:45 on Monday. We had a fantastic last live session of Ask the Accountant. Discussed various topics, what we're looking forward to in 2024, which is always good fun. We've got 2 pre-recorded episodes going out on Boxing Day and New Year's Day, so people can enjoy those with their food coma and hangovers. Ready before we go live again on the 8th of January. Really enjoyed this year's live shows. Something really look forward to doing on a Monday. It makes a Monday feel a lot easier to get started on the week when you've got something great like that to do first. So yeah, and we've also announced that we'll be doing our podcast pit stops at the FAB conference, which is the Festival of Accounting and Bookkeeping in March. We've also been booked in for an event in February, but I can't tell you quite what that is yet. And we've also been booked in for an event in May, but we need to finalise some details of that before we go any further with that as well. So busy, busy. Today's new inquiries haven't gone overly well, if I'm honest. I've got 5 booked in, 4 out of 5 haven't shown up so far. 3 out of 5 haven't shown up so far. I've got 2 more to go, but I think one's just cancelled looking at the notifications I've just seen. which isn't ideal, but that is the life of new inquiries at the moment. So yeah, I'm looking forward to get my DJI Osmo Pocket Free vlogging camera, get you some different angles, show you what we're doing better. Looking forward to finishing off my soundproofing and seeing if that has any difference. So I've brought another 2 packs of soundproofing panels for above the desk, but I think I'm going to need another pack just to go along here as well, but that's fine, we can do that. They're white, so they blend into the ceiling, and in theory it's a bit of insulation, right? That stops the heat escaping a bit more. So that's my argument anyway. So yeah, busy weekend, busy first Monday. Lots of the team are now starting to wind down for Christmas. Quite a few people aren't in this week or next week. They're going to have a nice long break for Christmas, which is great, very well deserved if you ask me. So yeah, join me in a bit and I will let you know how I get on with my soundproofing and my day-to-day work. Yeah, it's been a busy day already, but let's see what comes up later on. Good evening. It is 5:30 on Monday evening. I'm not going to lie to you, this is the second time I've recorded this because I didn't press record the first time. You should know by now, surely, that I would remember that there's a red box around the screen that I'm looking at, but not to worry. So, first of all, I'm starting to take notes on my iPad mini of all the things I want to talk to you about in these evening sessions, because lots of things happen during the day and I don't write them all down, which is not ideal because then I forget about it when I come to do my debriefing with you guys. So I've written down my points. So this morning started off really well. I did a demo to the 6-figure bookkeepers group. So it's about 35 members of the 6-figure bookkeepers looking at what Client Engager was and how it works. So I did a demo for all of them, and that was a really good hour-long session. What I can tell you is Client Engager is getting so big with features and products, there's just no way of covering it all in an hour and leaving plenty of time for questions. So I'm having to just pick off all the juicy topics and leave the other bits, unfortunately, but that's fine. It's a sign of the progress we've made in the last year, I suppose. But yeah, so that was really good. Lots of good questions and lots of people considering where they are at the moment with their practice management softwares and whether they are on par or if Client Engager is better, which is great. Like, you know, last week we went past the 400 firm mark paying to use the software, which is great news. That's growing every week, which is incredible. And you know, 31% of our users are still coming from spreadsheets on nothing, which tells me those people have never found a solution until now that they're happy with, which is great. We're really, you know, if we're giving those people the opportunity to get better systems and processes with Client Engager, then I am more than happy that we are doing our job. What else have we got? So on the notes from the iPad, Starling Bank. So Starling Bank don't support group structures for companies anymore. Then unless you're owned by yourself, they just don't care. It's far too complicated for them and their AML processes, so they just get rid of you. So in August, they told me, we don't like your group structure. Either go and get this verified by an independent solicitor for each company, which was going to add up quite significantly on the legal bills, or move banks. So thankfully, I did start moving banks. So I started moving all of our accounts, created new accounts with Virgin Bank, Virgin Money, which is fantastic. They're a really good bank. I'm really enjoying using them. But I hadn't got all the companies opened yet, and I hadn't moved all direct debits and incomes and outgoings yet to Virgin Money in all cases. So when Starling, I spoke to Starling last week and said, look, can you, are you sure you want to get rid of us? Like, we're bringing quite a bit of money here. Like, you know, we've been with you for years. And they said, well, we'll go speak to the manager. It's like, right, okay, no problems. Came back to me today saying, we spoke to the manager. They said, no, we've closed your accounts. We're issuing checks for you to do all your monies to come over to you. It's like, great. You're issuing paper checks 2 weeks before before New Year and stuff. Right, 2 bank holidays in there. The checks aren't going to get here until the end of next week if we're lucky. Then we've got to cash and deposit them. It's like, that's ridiculous. So rang them up, told them that's ridiculous. They reopened our accounts for 24 hours, which was very generous of them. So we've now transferred everything electronically into other bank accounts, which is great. So that money's all feasible and accessible still, which was going to be tied up on a bit of paper, which is ridiculous in 2023. But yeah, so that's all sorted now. So we'll continue with our Virgin Money banking experience, which, to be fair to them, they've been fantastic so far. The only reason we've not moved everything from Starling is just I've been busy. It's a big job, things to do. Yeah, and then tax returns wise, we've filed 29.9% of our tax returns now. We've still got 21 tax returns outstanding for signing. Like, as soon as they're signed, we're going to be closer to 90%, but sorry, 40%. Christ, I wish it was 90%. No, we'll be closer to 40% if we can get them signed off this week. So I'd like to achieve that. But yeah, and then of our new inquiry calls, 5 booked in for today, 3 cancelled, and 2 no-shows. So give me time to get on with other stuff like sorting out banking with Virgin and Starling, which is much needed time today. But yeah, so let's see what Tuesday has in store for us. But it's going to be another day in the office, pottering around, getting stuff done. And we'll see what the rest of the week has in store as well. So thank you very much. I'll see you all in the morning. Good morning. It is 8:05 on Tuesday morning. So I actually had a bit of a brainstorming session last night while we were sat watching Visual from the BBC iPlayer, which it was all right. I can't say I was overly impressed, but it was all right. So we were watching that, and I had my iPad with me, and I was brainstorming some ideas for client engagement, which was really good. And actually, I had an idea, and I've rolled it out to the team, and it sounds like we're going to go ahead with it, which will be great. I'll find out more today, though, because we've got my weekly team meeting with Client Engager this morning. So every week we meet up on Zoom formally, and well, Teams actually, formally, and go through everything that we're doing and what the plans are, etc. So we'll see how that goes, and hopefully my new idea will be mentioned then, and they'll say, oh, we're going to do it here and now. Today is going to be Client Engager demos. I've got 2 booked in, and it's going to be new inquiries, really. We are pushing to get some tax returns signed off. I'd like to get that percentage closer to 40% by the end of this week, but we'll see. It's in the client's hands, really. But we're also pushing on VAT returns. So, you know, we normally try and get the VAT returns all done and dusted by the 21st of the month anyway, but we're particularly keen to push and get that achieved this month because of the Christmas and New Year break, and the fact that the 7th falls on a weekend, which isn't ideal for VAT filing. Yeah, other than that, what else is happening today? So today I'm going to get a new mini light to go on the other side of my desk. So the lighting you can see, so I've got one on my right hand side of my desk, one above this camera, and one up here. So these lights are Elgato key light minis. When on offer, they're about 60 quid a go, which is absolutely fantastic value because they've got built-in batteries and they are as powerful in lumen as I need. I can get more powerful ones if I wanted to, but I'm turning these down a bit at times, so I don't really see any need to really go any higher. I don't sit there going, oh, I wish this was brighter. So yeah, the Elgato key lights mini are fantastic, but I've just, because of the new position for the camera, and I'm now gone out of focus, there we go. I'm going to add another light to my desk because this light here on top of my camera shines at the wrong direction to light me up on my desk now. But that's fine. So I kind of knew I was going to have to tamper with a few things. I've also got another 2 packs of my sound panels arriving today, so we should be able to get all the ceiling soundproofed. Well, not soundproofed, but absorbent, so I don't get the echoes we're getting at times at the moment on podcasting and live demos and stuff like that. So just trying to work to improve the sound quality if I can. On top of that, my DJI Osmo Pocket 3 arrives today. I'm very excited about this. I think it's going to increase the quality of the videos no end. So this is great. The quality of the image for this and the audio is fantastic because I'm using a DJI mic, wireless mic, into my Sony SVE10, which is a great camera. But this DJI Osmo Pocket 3 is more of a vlogging camera for when I'm out and about. It can also track me around the room, and yeah, I just think we're going to get better quality footage out of it, and more interesting footage, shall I say, more dynamic footage, as the professionals would call it. So that's the plan there. I'm also working on tidying up some cables. So I had a delivery yesterday of some cable management kit. Basically, I don't like doing cable management. It really upsets me because once you've done it, it's then a nightmare to move anything. However, it's been 5 months, 4 months, 5 months since I've set up my standing desks, and my main desk hasn't changed really whatsoever. So I'm now happy to tidy up the mess that is under there, because there's just a whole pile of cables under there, which is horrible. I've already cable tied the desk behind me, so my iPad station is already cable tied nice and tidy and organised, so that looks much smarter. But yeah, I need to do under the big desk, which is going to take a while. It's going to be quite fiddly. I'm not going to enjoy it, and it's not going to be as clean a finish, I don't think, as what I've achieved on the iPad desk. But that's okay. We'll see what we can do. Anything's better than it is now, as you can see. So yeah, that's my day. Inquiry calls, tax returns, VAT returns, client engager team meeting, my client manager's team meeting. So we have our meeting at 11 o'clock. It's not going to be overly strenuous today. It's a relatively easy day for us. We're winding down to the Christmas period. And then a push on tax returns, push on VAT, and once Amazon deliveries start arriving, and DPD with my new Osmo 3 pocket camera, then a lot more fun to be had. And I can potter with those whilst I'm waiting for people to not turn up for inquiry calls and stuff. So yeah, that is my day today ahead. I will let you know how I get on. Okay, hello. You are looking at me on my new DJI Osmo Pocket 3. I'll tell you what, it's tiny, but it's incredible. Just moving around, the camera's tracking me. This is all very clever. I'm very impressed. So now we've got a more portable bit of kit. We can do better office tours, product tours, etc. This is going to make doing more vlogs while I'm out and about a lot easier, rather than having to get my phone and the gimbal out, or my Sony and the gimbal out. The audio should be really good because I've got this little DJI Mic 2 here. So that would be really good to help make things a lot easier to be able to do stuff. And then I can do this, and that's it. I'm now looking at the other angle of my gimbal. There's my untidy desk look. All the gear from that setup. It's a really nice case that it comes in actually, and little travel case and stuff, so that's great. Yeah, look at that. Nice little office walk and talk there we go. Yeah, very very happy with this so far. There we go, and it swaps back round to me. That's fantastic. But yeah, very very smart bit of kit this. So I'll be using this to get more content for you guys really. As you can see just behind me up there, that's all my soundproof padding going up. So I've got another 2 packs arriving today to pack all that out. So what I'm trying to do is soundproof across my desk to about in line with the second monitor, and then backwards to be kind of in line with this board here. And by doing that, I'm hoping to get some better sound quality for the podcasting and everything I do at my main desk, basically, because it can be a bit echoey at times. I'm in a PVC kind of building, so yeah, anything that's going to help reduce the echo is always a bonus. So yeah, first test of the DJI Osmo Pocket 3, very happy. The screen quality is fantastic as well. So yeah, we'll see what other content we can get with this. This is very clever. It's got a little button on here that's linked it, and that just activates the recording when I want it to be. So I can just sit here doing some work, jump on and off these sessions really easily. Really, really enjoying this bit of kit here. Very much going to make my life a lot easier, capturing more content for you, the viewer. Okay, so as you've just seen, I've received my new DJI Pocket 3. It's tiny. I mean, look at it. It fits on the hand, and this is before I add any of the backup batteries. So in the case, you get these little you get 2 different size backup batteries. So I went for the creator pack, which means you get basically 2 types of batteries, a little stand to make this stand up properly, a wireless DJI mic to go with it. This is the DJI 2, not on sale at the moment. They're only available through buying these pockets. I imagine they'll go on sale starting next year, February at the latest, I would imagine. But yeah, so you can extend it with the battery grip. Yeah, fantastic little device. All you do is just switch the camera on, and it's got a little gimbal on it. So it just looks really smart, doesn't it? Really nice and small. It's got a nice little gimbal on it, so the camera can pan and track. So, and I've also got a little joystick, so I can make it go around like that. Look up and look down. So yeah, really smart bit of kit. I'm really happy with this. So didn't come with a huge amount of battery on it though. That's upsetting. So I need to charge all of this up. Yeah, and play with it. Just try and get some content out of it. I can't wait for next year. Like, I think the first trip next year is going to be February, end of February for work. I'm in London. Can't tell you why yet, but I'm in London at the end of February. So this will come in really handy for that. But let's see what content I can get out of it before then, and how it can improve these vlogs and the angles and stuff like that. Get a bit more dynamic and all that good stuff, more B-roll. So yeah, just better than me stood here talking to you directly, isn't it really? If you've not got to look at my face and you can look at things happening and stuff, then great. So yeah, we'll see how this goes. I'll tune in a bit once I've done a client engager demo that I'm about to jump on. Okay, good evening. It is 5:45. I am just getting ready to sign off now. I've just finished installing all of my sound padding to try and help reduce the echo in the corner that I work in, because I do my podcasting and stuff. In fact, let me show you. So I do all my podcasting in this kind of corner. So I've got my main desk here with my face to camera Sony EVS-Z10 or whatever it's called there. But basically I do a lot of my podcasting and stuff. It's all in this corner. So what I've been doing this evening is just installing the rest of these padded cells basically. So these padded port boards. So there's a couple there to help block any echo from the side. There's a couple up there just to help take the echo out of that bit. And then I've just done all the ceiling until I'm about halfway back. And then I've also gone right over to the other side where I've got curtains and stuff to help with echoes, so that when I'm stood doing face to camera stuff on the Sony, I've got a bit of anti-echo stuff above me here as well, along with the curtains and stuff. So that should all hopefully help. Just try and improve the sound quality. So yeah, so I've just installed all of that. Basically, the rule of video is, videos are all great and you can be in the 4K and however many frames per second you want, but actually sound is really important. And if your audio is poor, then it doesn't matter how much effort you put into the video. So yeah, just trying to improve the sound quality of our recordings in here without too much editing to be involved. So fingers crossed that will help reduce some of the echoing in the space in that corner. It's been a really good day today. Had a fantastic client engager demo this afternoon. That was really productive. They were very excited to be moving over to client engager. their current solutions were adding up in both time and cost, whereas we had a lot of those solutions all in one roof, so they were really pleased about that. They also just felt their current solution had failed to deliver on promises, and they were really happy that we just turn around and say, look, this is what we are delivering today. This is what's here, and this is what's coming in the coming weeks. We don't commit any further than that, so that's a bonus for them. And then I had a great team meeting at 11 o'clock. Not huge amounts covered, like very light agenda and agenda points, but lots of enjoyment and laughter. And I think the team are very much looking forward to their Christmas break and just looking forward to winding down for a bit. Over the coming weeks, I'm not necessarily off, but I'm not working either. So I'm just going to do some project work that I want to get done, some bits of pieces that I'm interested in, that I'm looking forward to doing with minimum distractions. I'll keep an eye on the old inbox for the clients as well, because you never know if something comes in, but I doubt it will. It's normally very quiet between Christmas and New Year, so I can get quite a bit of project work done, which is really nice. So yeah, really busy but productive day today. Looking forward to just getting the last 3 days of this week done. And yeah, then a bit of R&R really, which will be lovely. So I will see you all tomorrow morning. Good morning. It is Wednesday morning. It's 8:15. I've been fairly busy since about 7:30. So we've just been doing some final testing on some features for Client Engager, just for some more advancements on some of the features that we're launching on Friday. So the meeting and call log feature has now got a bit more integrated into tasks and backwards and forwards in there, which is great. So yeah, I've got a fairly busy day today. Got a few new inquiries to deal with. We've got some more tax returns we need to get signed. We had 2 sign off overnight, which is great. So get those filed. With those filed, I think that pushes up to nearly 34%. So we're getting there now. We're 20% up on where we were this time. Well, Monday last week, basically. So that's good news. And then, yeah, I've got my Client Engager live session tonight. So I will be going live to the Client Engager community once again, showing them the final kind of phase 1 release of meetings and calls and what we've built, and then explaining to them the plan for January, basically, into February. So January is going to be a busy month. We're going to have new user permissions that stop users from seeing certain clients. If you're subcontracting, you want them to have access to Client Engager, that will then be possible. We are bringing in some email saving and some email saving automations. Not the final product, but phase 1 of it, certainly. And then we're going to be bringing in time tracking as well. So I've got a few different projects I need to sit down and pencil out over the next few days and into next week, basically. So I'll be sat next week with my iPad, my Apple Pencil, scribbling out ideas, watching Christmas films and enjoying a drink of my choice, basically, and a mince pie. That sounds like a very good way to spend a week to me. So yeah, so let's see what happens today. The first meeting is a meeting with a subset of the client managers to chat through a few bits around their clients. So we'll join that meeting first and go from there. I'll catch up with you later on. Okay, so it is 12 minutes past 1. Not a bad morning, actually, quite productive. Unfortunately, the Client Engager demo didn't turn up, and 2 out of 3 of my new inquiries haven't turned up. But other than that, we're doing all right for a day of productivity. Our tax returns are going in and getting e-signed, although that usual January thing has begun. So one client coming back to me saying, why have you not filed my tax return yet? And why have you not even asked me about my tax return yet? Well, that'd be the tax return we filed back in April for them at their demand that it was done urgently and quickly and efficiently this year. So yeah, so that's always a fun reminder one. And then clients that have come back to me and said, oh, did I tell you about this income? That would be the specific employment income we deliberately emailed you about before we finished your tax return, and you said, no, I left that job. And now you've got the P45 to support that because actually you left it in this tax year. So yeah, the joys of working with clients during tax season, to say the least. But yeah, productive morning though. Had a really good chat with one tax return client who's new to us, and she'd emailed us with loads of data, which is great. I called them up just to explain a few things because they were trying to double claim. So they wanted to claim the mileage for a car and the expenses. And like, oh, you can't do that. But she'd also put her government gateway details in the email to us. And I just went back to her saying, look, no accountant or bookkeeper should ever ask you for those. We should have our own agent authorizations. To which she was extremely grateful. So she's gone away to change her password now, so that no one else has got it. And she just like the fact that I'd been open and honest about that. She felt straight away she could trust me more, which, yeah, that's brilliant. That's what we want. We want the client to be able to trust us. And it's just disappointing that previous bookkeepers for her had asked her for her government gateway details so they could file on her behalf. And it's like, well, if they're using software and agent gateways, that shouldn't be a thing they need. But hey ho, I see it less and less now than I ever used to, but it still frustrates me that it was ever a thing in the first place. So yeah, it's been a good morning though, very productive. I'm hoping for some time this afternoon to start my cable tidy up under this desk because that is still a problem. As you can see, that's still quite a big problem down here. I need to action that really. Now I've decided everything's going to stay where it is. But yeah, other than that, it's going all right. Going for a good day so far. I just also need to fit in a meeting with QuickBooks. So QuickBooks would like a meeting with myself and Aaron this afternoon to discuss their fixed asset register and our thoughts on it, which have been constructive, shall we say, in the past. We're not overly a fan of what's over in America. They're trying to copy and paste it into the UK, and we'd rather they didn't. We'd rather they looked at it and rebuilt it really for the UK. So yeah, so hopefully that's a positive sign though, the fact that they're taking our feedback on board and they're looking at improving things. So that'll be good. So yeah, I will tune in a bit and let you know how we get on. Good evening. It is 4:30, so just finishing off for the day. Had a really good client engagement demo this afternoon. It actually took an hour and a half, which is either a really good sign or a really bad sign. In this case, it was a really good sign. We had a very long chat about the industry and the software companies and how they're letting themselves down, and they're not moving forwards, and we are, and the culture and the community we're working towards. So that was really good. So yeah, really good afternoon. Spent an hour or so also going through our projects board for Client Engager, trying to get all of that up to date. We've left it unattended for a while, which means it's a bit messy. So we're just tidying that up. I need to get back into a better habit and routine of using this to communicate ideas and stuff, especially with us looking to expand the team at the start of 2024. This tool is going to be really important for that. So yeah, that is all going well. Yeah, what we also decided. So I have decided to drop Know It. It just wasn't ticking my boxes for me to have confidence in it. The UI didn't work how I wanted it to work, etc. So I'm sure it's a great tool and it's got amazing features. But Chase is a great tool with the same amazing features. And quite frankly, Chase's UI just suits me to the ground. I'm more confident in its accuracy and its reliability, and its the information it's presenting to me is right. So back to Chaser to get that sorted out, basically. So yeah, that's that. Client window is delayed until the start of next year. Really quite frustrating that. The whole team really wants to use it, but they're doing some upgrades that are quite fundamental, and they're a bit behind on that. So we're going to have to wait until that's ready before we roll it out. So yeah, that was a frustrating email to get and to be told you're going to have to wait until January. Once we've got it, I think it's going to be incredible, but there needs to be work done on it first, so that's fair enough. So yeah, we will see how we get on for the rest of the week, but again, tomorrow and Friday is going to be mainly calls and demos sessions, and tonight I've got my live client engager community group session. So basically I will be going live to the community, going through all of our updates and what we've got planned and answering lots of questions, which will be good. So yeah, see if you can follow me behind the scenes of that. Otherwise, I will see you tomorrow morning. Okay, so it is 7:25. I've just got back into the office. I've got to go live in 5 minutes' time. So I am just logging into StreamYard, which is the streaming service we use for our, for Ask the Accountant podcasts each week, but also it's a streaming service I use to go live into our Facebook community for Client Engager each week. So I will now do my tests. So I've got to test my microphone, my audio, set up my screen share, but I also need to quickly have a look at Client Engager because Peter, our lead developer, has just released a couple of little tweaks and updates to it that I need to be able to explain to our users tonight. So I just need to go in and have a quick look at what that looks like now and how that works, and then we can go from there. See you in a bit. Okay, so it is 8:30. That's the live session done for Client Engager. Really good session, some really good questions. All the regulars were there, which is always nice. We're building like a community in a community there, where we get the same people every single week without fail. They just love those sessions. It's where they get to ask their questions, get their answers, and share their feedback as well, which is always nice. Quieter one this week. Like last week was like 30 odd people at one point, nearly 40. This week was like 15, nearly 20. But week before Christmas, not surprised that people are busy. School nativity plays, kids on holidays, etc. We've all got things going on in our lives. So really good session though. Really enjoyed it. Enjoyed showing everyone what was coming up in the next week for release. So that's it for today. Makes for a long day, these sessions, but I really enjoy them, so it doesn't really matter. I am going to switch off all the computers and the lights and everything else and go and chill out and relax for the rest of the evening. And I'll see you all tomorrow. Good morning. It is 8:15 on Thursday morning. So today is, it's meant to be different inquiry calls. We've had quite a bit of drop off of inquiry calls, like scheduled ones that have cancelled. We've also had quite a few cancellations on client engagement demos. I think people are starting to realise they just haven't got time for all of this stuff when they're getting so close to Christmas. So they need to get their deadlines done and get their workload out of the way of, which is fine. That means I've got more time to crack on. Yesterday we managed to get to 34.5% of our tax returns filed, which is great, and that's not including a few refilings we've had to do where clients have gone, oh, did I tell you? And you go, well, you didn't tell me, but also we did ask about that specific thing because we knew you had that the year before. So yes, that's always fun and games. But yeah, so we're at 34.5%. We've got a load of tax returns out there. I'm going to send a text message to each one of those people just to tell them to check their junk in case it's gone there and they need to sign it off basically. And hopefully that will get us over the 40% mark, which is where I wanted to be by the end of tomorrow basically. So yeah, that's all underway. I've got quite a bit of work to do before I finish for Christmas. The majority of the team have now finished for Christmas. So it's quietening down and I've got less interruptions and distractions, which is good. Another one of the things I need to try and get on top of as well today is this whole moving of banks. We're starting to get lots of emails saying, oh, your card didn't work. Well, that's because we've moved banks and we've got new cards. So it's always a good time to reflect on where your cash flow's going. So you can just go, actually, we don't really use that anymore. We won't bother re-signing up to that and stuff like that. So I'm just going through emails, making sure we're signing up and re-establishing direct debits and bank transactions through the card payments where we need to. I've already diverted all the incoming funds to the new bank accounts, so that's a bonus. I just need to divert all the outgoing funds to the right places now. So that it's starting to take a bit of time, and it's a bit frustrating that we've had to do this just because Starling Bank have changed their attitude towards group structures. But so be it, we'll get it done, and I will hopefully have most of it done by the end of today or tomorrow. So let's see what the rest of the day's got in store for us, what other surprises the world's going to throw at our feet. Hello, so it's 1:15. I'm just tackling a few emails that are coming in, covering a few emails for the team, because quite a lot of the team are off at the moment for Christmas and New Year. They started their break early, which is nice to get them plenty rested up, ready for the January tax season. There's something going on at Go Proposal, I think. We're having a lot of inquiries from Go Proposal users at Client Engager. So there's certainly something happening, something's changed, etc. It's quite interesting how, without being involved in these communities, I can sense what's going on roughly just by feedback from other people and the ebbs and flows of new inquiries we get and questions we're being asked. So yeah, there's something going on at Go Proposal that's leaving a lot of users unhappy, much to our joy, I suppose. Yeah, we're getting a lot more inquiries because of it, and that's great. The only problem is we're already fully booked for demos until the 18th of January now. So yeah, we're weeks ahead, fully booked. So hopefully videos and our website and social media has got enough information for all those people, but we'll see. Got a few more tax returns signed off now. We sent some text messages out this morning from Client Engager to our clients saying, we sent you an email, you might have missed it, can you check? And they've come back and a few people have signed off, so that's great. We're getting closer to that 40% now, which is where I want to end the week on, really. If we're not at 40% by the end of this week, it's not the end of the world, but it would make life a lot easier in January if we were. So yeah, I'll deal with all of that. I've also let Knowit, who we were testing for credit control software, know that we're not going to proceed with them. They've got a lot of really good tools, but their UI is just not an efficient tool for us. Their UI makes it really hard work. So we've gone back to Chaser and reactivated all of that and carried on as we were, basically, with Chaser. I've no issues with trialing new tools and testing new solutions, but if they don't meet the grade that we need and they don't at least match, if not outperform what we're currently using, then we won't suffer them for long. We just get rid of them. So yeah, we will back to Chaser for credit control. Already chasing debts and stuff for our clients using that, so we're happy with that solution. So yeah, I've got another couple of new inquiry calls to deal with this afternoon, and then I will be hopefully having an earlier finish today, which will be nice. See you all in a bit. Okay, so it's 1:20, so I'm just in between some client inquiry break calls, so I'm just having a bit of a break. I'm just having a coffee, and I'm just playing with my lighting. So what I've done is I've just got my new lights set up. So what I had before was I've got this light on my desk on my right hand side. Then I just had this camera light here, which used to sit kind of here, and it used to just point at my desk, and the angle wasn't great. So what I've done now is I've just gone and got this new light. So these are the Elgato Air Light Minis. So they're fantastic lights because they're extremely small, but they're also battery powered, which is fantastic. They are Wi-Fi controlled, and these backs are actually magnetic if you want to use them in places. So they're great when you're out and about and you need to light something for a podcast or something. They come in really handy, and they've got quite a good few hours worth of battery life on them. And like, you know, when you look at the size of them versus like a camera, they sit quite nicely there. So yes, I've just been getting these lights set up, and then I control all of my lights using the Elgato Stream Deck Plus. So on this one, I can control my brightness of each light with these dials, which is great. And then I can also see where the power is up to on each one. So these two are fully charged. This one's charging and this one is fully charged. Then I can turn them on and off using the various switches. And then on the next page, which I can just swipe onto, I can control my Elgato strip lights, which are the ones that power the lights behind here. So at the moment I've got blue, but I can go to green, or I can go to white, or whatever other colour I choose. But normally I keep it on blue if I'm doing Client Engager, or if I'm talking QuickBooks, we go on to green. So yeah, they're the lights that I use in here. And I've also got another light up here, this Elgato Mini light up here. So that just gets that nice bit of backlighting onto the back of my head and just gives the camera a sense of depth when it's looking at me. So the light above my camera here is normally off most of the time. It's only ever on when I'm actually recording onto that camera, face-to-face camera. The two lights above my desk are on most of the day. I use them over these lights because this light here sits right above where I stand, so I get a really nasty glare off the top of my head with it. So that's that one. But I try not to use these spots if I can, because they're a bit hard to control the brightness and stuff. So I use these mini air lights instead. Although if I do want to turn these on, they are on my Alexa. So that's me just getting some more lighting sorted out for my office space when I'm doing my podcasting and stuff. So yeah, that's the type of thing I like to get up to when I need a break from the mundane and the day-to-day grind. This is the kind of thing I like to get up to. Okay, good evening. It is 5:30. Yeah, quite a chilled afternoon, if I'm honest. A couple of no-shows from the client inquiries. Someone managed to sleep through their phone ringing of me, but hey ho. So I've got some more tax returns done and signed off. So we're now up to 34.7%. So hopefully we'll get a few more signed tonight and into tomorrow to get me to that 40%. But to be fair, to go up 20% in a week and a bit, I'm quite happy with that. So that's fine for progress. Yeah, just managed to get quite a bit of loose ends tied up and organised and responded to some emails and stuff. So quite a productive afternoon in the end, which was nice. So yeah, that will be that. We've also just had confirmation that QuickBooks London is going to be going ahead on the 27th of February. So that's fantastic news. And Aaron and myself will be there. We will be there. We're going to be running a stand all day actually for tips and tricks and sharing insights on how to make little wins and use QuickBooks efficiently and take your answers throughout the day, which will be good. I'm really looking forward to that. So if you've not booked already for the QuickBooks Get Connected in London on the 27th of February 2024, scary numbers, then there will be a link in the comments below or in the video description to be able to book into that. So make sure you book in for what is always a fantastic day in London from QuickBooks to start the year of conferencing off. So yeah, book in so that you can get ahead of the game and enjoy a free day at London. So that's it. I'm going to call it a night. I've got some presents to go and wrap for the wife and start sorting things out in the house, ready for Christmas. You know, it's one more working day tomorrow, and that's looking fairly easy. I'm off in the morning. I've got to go take the dog to the groomers. Then I'm off down to see a client in Portobello to get some accounts signed off. And then a couple of inquiries and a client engager demo, and then that will be me. I'll be done for Christmas. So this video is going to come out on the 29th of December. The week after that is going to be a video coming out of a bit of a look back at 2023, what I've enjoyed, what we've learnt, all my key highlights basically. I'm about to start writing some scripts for that. Don't normally do these things scripted, but I'll certainly have some bullet points so I don't miss any of the good stuff. And then plenty of montage images and photos and videos and stuff and then we'll be back at it in January, pushing hard to get the tax returns done in time, before then heading in February and down to London for the QuickBooks event. March will be the FAB, Festival of Accounting and Bookkeeping event. So yeah, it's all go and no stop. But I'm so excited for the event season to start again, even though it's only just ended for me. Really looking forward to getting back onto it, really. So yeah, I will see you all tomorrow. Good morning. It is 7:45 in the morning. I am off for this morning for a few hours. I've got to go and take the dog to the groomers. Why am I outside in the dark? Well, actually, I'm just having a play with. I wanted an excuse to play with the low light feature on this camera, just to see how good it is for while we're out and about next year. And I have to say, I'm very impressed. Like, there's no lights turned on out here. There is a light coming from my house window that I am stood in front of. So this is coming this way towards me, so that helps light my face. But even so, even if I walk around here, well, there's no natural light, no light sources at all, really. It's very good. It's certainly seeing a lot more light and making things a lot lighter than what I can see through my natural eyes, which is fantastic. So yeah, I'm really enjoying this Osmo Pocket 3. If anyone is looking to start vlogging next year and they're looking for a camera that's small, easy to use, but it covers all bases of what you need, then definitely worth having a look at this one. So today I've got to take the dog to the groomers, pick up a turkey and some stuffing, and then I've got to go down into Portobello, meet a charity client of ours and sign off their accounts with them. They're a bit old-fashioned. They don't like e-signing. They want me to wet sign the document as they wet sign it, so they can mail it to the charity regulators. It's not necessary, basically, but keeps them sweet, and I get a coffee out of it, so I'll take that. After that, I've got 2 inquiry calls today at the moment, and I've got a client engager demo at 2 o'clock, and then that's me done for Christmas, which is exciting. So yeah, let's get this day out of the way off so I can have 4 days of R&R before back focusing mainly on client engager. I was playing last night with a software called Zendesk. Oh, that'll be a test. Bin lorry going past. See how much of that audio you got picked up on my DJI mic there. But yeah, I was playing with a software called Zendesk last night. So basically, Zendesk is like a ticket support desk system for when emails come into your inbox, you can ticket them and allocate them to people. We're just looking at upgrading our ticketing process really for client engager at the moment. Next year, we've already got 1 new team member joining. We're looking for a second developer to join us as well. So as the team grows, our current processes, which are fine, could do with improving and becoming more bulletproof. So that's why we're looking at Zendesk. So I had a play with it last night. I was really happy with it, so I've signed us up for a trial. We'll have another bit of a play and see how we get on over the Christmas to New Year period, really. That would be one of my little projects to have a play with while sat eating mince pies and watching Christmas films, basically. So yeah, let's go take the dog to the groomers, get a turkey and some stuffing for Christmas, and see what the rest of the day brings us. Okay, it is 25 to 1, a bit of a sit rep for you. So I've been down to see a client, a local charity group I do the independent accounts for, and sign off their accounts ready for the year end, which went really quick and easily. Nice coffee. So back from that, had a few client calls, various topics, including one about a builder's gone rogue on one of the clients. What can they do about getting their deposit back and stuff? It's interesting, isn't it, how many different queries you get as an accounting firm from your clients. But I've just been sat here waiting for an inquiry call to come in that never turned up, but the postman turned up. So got a parcel arrived. So just opened it. I thought let's work this out together. So let's have a look what we've got in here. So it's addressed to Johann Goree at OnPoint Accounting. So I know it's for the OnPoint Accounting thing. So we've got a got a nice big tote bag. So yeah, let's see, but nothing telling me who it's from yet. A box of coffee dunking biscuits. A bag of coffee beans. Now, I'm starting to get suspicious as to who this might be, because I know there's a software I've done a lot of work with who absolutely love coffee beans, and they give coffee beans out at every event space they go to. So some nice coffee there. Another bag of coffee. So this one is milk chocolate caramel and hazelnut tasting notes. Sounds very nice. From Fireheart Coffee, this one. What else have we got? More coffee beans. So someone obviously knows I like my coffee. Yeah, this Ethiopia, these ones. Some dark chocolate. And some granola cereal. But, here we go. A little note on here. Hope this note finds you well. We've reached such heights this year. Thank you for sharing the journey with us, for all your support and inspiration. Look forward to continuing our partnership and can't wait to see you where we go next year. So this is from Bogdan at Apron. So thank you very much, Bogdan. Some nice cereal and some nice variety of coffee there. 3 different varieties of coffee, which is very good of him. So yeah, so Apron, if you've not used it before, is a great payments platform, and they are going into receipt capture next year. So they're going to be a rival for auto entry and Dext and HubSpot and all of those. So what they're building at the moment, I've seen some early prototypes, is very impressive. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. But yeah, a nice range of coffees from the team at Apron. So thank you very much, Apron, for that. They're very kind of you to send that through to us. Right, I now need to get some lunch, and then I have got a client engager demo, my last one before Christmas. I've got a few next week during the Christmas New Year week as well. But yeah, I will catch up with you in a bit. Okay, it is 4 o'clock on the 22nd of December. So I am signing off. That's it, I'm done. 4 days off now for long weekend of Christmas with the family and relaxing basically. And I'll be pottering next week rather than doing anything too much. So probably won't do a proper video next week, but I think I'm going to do a look back at 2023 and a look forward at 2024 for you all. Yeah, this afternoon went really well. I had a great demo with a client engager demo this afternoon. So they looked at us this time last year. We did a demo with them this time last year. We left them wanting still. Like, they were quite happy with their current solutions. But they were so impressed with what we've done in today's demo that they're signing up, which is fantastic news. So yeah, really pleased with that result, and just kind of shows the progress we've made in the last year. So yeah, they'll be signing up and setting up client engager in January for them. So that'd be great. So yeah, busy week, but very productive. We're ending the week on 35.3% of tax returns filed. Not the 40% I wanted, but 21% up on where we were a week on Monday. So I'm happy with that. So yeah, a fantastic week. Looking forward to some R&R though. Thank you very much as always for joining us on this A Day in the Life episode. And of course, leave your feedback. What do you think to these new camera angles and the new toys and stuff? Is this better? Is it worse than me just standing at the camera talking? Is there better B-roll in this? Are you enjoying it more? Is there stuff you still want to see? Just, yeah, feed it back on the comments. Let me know so I can keep building and improving these for you and make them valuable for you as they are for me. They've been a real asset for me, actually. Looking back understanding where I'm spending my time and understanding how I'm spending my time has been really valuable for me. So really enjoyed that. But yeah, I wish you, well, by the time you see this, I'm sure you'll have all had your Christmas periods. I hope you all had a fantastic Christmas, and I wish you all the very best for 2024. Thank you very much, and I'll see you again next week. Hello, my name's Johann. QuickBooks Advanced is a lot more powerful than QuickBooks Online. Okay, so I've decided to pack in work. It's about 5:15.
But it's a good business, the owner just doesn't care.
I'm not sure how much good content Liz is getting out of this.
We are live. I've got Johann Goree in the house.
And welcome to another episode of Ask the Accountant We Have Cool Friends.
I run that firm. I do a podcast every week.
Aaron and I actually met and came up with the idea of this podcast